What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Weapon Collective. This is a little different video. This is going to be a tabletop working on the weapons. And what we're going to do is we're just going to do some very basic stuff with some weaponry. And some people may be well versed in this, some people not so much. So I know I learned a ton from watching YouTube videos back in the day. I figured there's still maybe people out there that aren't familiar with it, and even if some are, maybe it's just enjoyable to watch. Nonetheless, let's see what we're working with today. So I have a Glock 45 that is all fully set up, and what I'm going to do is I did pick up this new Glock 45 frame that has been just immaculately stippled. This is such a great stipple job, and this is done by Lead Baron Customs. He's working with Reactive Gunworks down in Draper, Utah, and this is Blake's work. He is a master stippler. This is fantastic, all done by hand and two different textures, and he is just so skilled. Like I've said in prior videos, if you have never tried to stipple a frame, you have no idea what you're looking at here and just how amazingly well crafted this is. But what we're going to do is just swap out all this stuff, and as you can see, this is a totally stripped Glock 45 frame. So we're going to change all the parts over and put everything on this in this. So let's get started. So this is a Glock 45, like I said, that has been to Monsoon Tactical to receive the Lucky 7s, barrel porting, and one thing I did notice is they did not refinish the inside of that cut, which is odd, but what do you do? How I have this set up right now, this is an Aimpoint Acro P2, and it is on a forward controls mounting plate and not just the Glock MOS. It does have a Mod Light PL350 compact. This is their new light, which I really like. It's nice, small, compact, and really sleek. Then it does have an SLR Rifle Works magwell on there for the Glock 45, and this is a Killer Innovations magazine extension. First thing we're going to do, drop that magazine and make sure the weapon is clear, which it is, and then we will remove the slide. We don't have to touch that slide again. We'll take this light off with a Torx T20. And I take that all the way off. It makes it easier. Put that aside. Lastly, we need to remove this magwell screw. Put that aside, the magwell will fall right out. And then we are basically left with the stock Glock 45 frame. So we need to take these internals out. And we're going to take everything out of here with the exception of the mag release, because as you can see, this has nothing in it but the mag release. And I do like the feel of this one. It is more rounded off compared to this, which is, it's got a sharper edge on it. I prefer that. That feels a little better. If you don't know how to do this, well, it's very simple. There's a couple pins in here. We need to drop those out. Get this trigger pin. I always use the nylon side of this armorer's hammer. And that comes out. I drop them in there. Then I use a little screwdriver, a little flathead, remove this locking block. Take the slide stop lever out, and then the entire trigger mechanism will pull right out, and all that's left is this slide lock. So these, if you've never done this, all that's left is this slide lock right here. And all you do, push that down, get a little flathead, and push it out the side. And then make sure you hold your thumb right here because there is a spring. It is not captured. So if you don't apply pressure, it can go shooting out. And that is the spring, small little guy. So make sure you keep an eye on that. And then you have a fully stripped Glock frame that we are now done with. Get the new stippled frame. And we'll start with this slide lock. And you can see there is a little groove in there. Right here. Hopefully you can see that. There we go. You can see this little groove. That is made for that spring to rest right in there. And then got to apply some downward pressure on that. Get that over it. And it seats right back in there. Take your trigger mechanism. That drops right in. Line it up. Okay, drop that trigger mechanism in there. Get your slide stop. That drops right in. Locking block drops in on top of that. You can look right through this trigger pin hole and you should be able to see. You can stick a punch or something small through there and just make it that you can see that things will align. This trigger pin will slide right in there. Nylon side of the hammer. It'll get to a certain point and then I use my punch so I don't scuff the frame. Make sure that is seated. Looks good. Drop this other pin in. Where did that go? That looks good. And that is everything we took out of the other frame. And now let's do the magwell. And on these stippled frames, the magwell can be a little stickier. You just got to line that hole up. And then one little thing that I have found over installing many a magwell is a little pro tip. Here it is. Now this has been very, very helpful to me. Little WD-40 or whatever kind of lube you have, just one little drop on the end of this screw can make your life much easier. Just gives a little bit of lubrication to those threads, which I have found to be very helpful in installing that magwell screw. So that's it. That's everything from the old gun. Now, we didn't even touch this slide. There's no need to. It will drop right back on top of this. Give it a test. Make sure it is clear. Point it in a safe direction. And that trigger is fully functional. Everything works. Looks great. We can now install this light. I have this, has this little tab right here that needs to line up with this 1913 rail. You can see it fits right on there. I take this piece, you drop it right there. Get your T20 Torx. and cinch that down. And voila, insert the mag, light works. Now you have this new, beautifully stippled G45 frame, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Feels great. Such a nice little package with that stippling. So if you didn't know how to do it, that's how you do it. And very simple, very quick. And now I have a complete gun, except maybe a Cerakote. But I do like the black guns as well. So thanks for tuning in. And that is a little tabletop weapon work. And thanks for watching.